The only shade I'm giving is the shade coming from my halo.
Not all bears eat berries and fish. I prefer a diet of bourbon and bad behavior.
Hello! I'm Hunter Arden.
And I'm Papa the Bear.
And welcome to the Real Housebears.
Hey, Dolores! Those guys are back. Those real homo bears. They're back with their podcast.
Dolores.
They're gonna talk about how hot I am. Come in here, hurry up! They're gonna talk about how hot I am and how big guns I have.
That's for sure.
I love those real homo bears.
Yeah, he does.
I love their podcast.
Yes, we love you, Frank.
I love both of you.
I was really expecting some gum chewing.
No, Frank doesn't have the gum chewing, but trust me, the gum chewing will be coming.
As soon as Teresa or Margaret or Jennifer or any of them.
I mean, I have one for I had one for Teresa already too.
Oh, yeah?
I love Frank. I'm going to start off with Frank.
Yeah, poor little Frank.
I know, he feels his little heart is broken right
He's
now.
been really just had his cake and eaten it too ever since he and Dolores divorced, and now that cake's being taken away.
Poor guy.
Oh, poor Frank. Well, a new season of New Jersey, which means a new season for us.
Yes. Hello,
Yeah.
Beverly Hills fans. I mean, New Jersey fans. Ugh. This is going to be a season.
I mean, after this first episode, it already is a season. I feel like they literally filmed the reunion and then the next day started filming the new season.
Well, that's what it seems like with all of them now. They literally get 2 months of downtime.
This felt less. This felt like they literally had just gotten off the reunion because
nobody's talked.
The season finale, there was already just so much tension. I really feel like they needed more time to decompress. Mm-hmm. This first episode reminded me of that reunion and how horrible it was, and I was like,
it's
oh
uncomfortable.
Man. If you want their relationships to survive, I know they had to hurry for Teresa's wedding and all, but like if you want these relationships to survive, you're gonna have to give them time to
off camera to reconcile with each other.
Yes.
But no, that's not gonna happen.
No, it certainly did not happen. It certainly did not happen. We have our 80s gear on today.
Yay, 80s.
I love your fluorescent leopard print or cheetah print.
I love your Madonna shirt.
Yes, well, specifically 80s Madonna from Desperately Seeking Susan.
Love it.
Madonna, again, all in the news this week.
She sure is.
My queen.
People have been talking about the way she looks.
Well, you know what? We can talk the way about a lot of people.
I already had my outburst about the reason why she looks the way she does.
I mean, that was seriously one of my favorite moments of yours. Like, that was the moment I knew I married the right man.
Doesn't take a lot, baby.
Madonna's worn more faces than the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Killer.
Yes, but you know what? People are still talking about
They're
Madonna.
still talking, but she read everybody with that post.
Yes, she did. She's like, you know what? I've been changing my look for years.
Yeah. Anything that's different or scares you, it just means you're on the right path. And she's done that plenty of times.
You better get it, Rebel Heart.
I can't wait to go to the concert.
Listen, remember, I thought it was kind of funny that when we did our first season of New Jersey as the Housebears, I guess it was like season 10 or 11, that I wore a Madonna t-shirt for every single episode. I'm not going to do that this time around, but I find it really coincidental that I'm wearing Madonna tonight for 80s. And then last week I wore Madonna because of the announcement of the tour. And this is season 13.
I think it's so easy for you to find an excuse to wear Madonna, so.
That's a fact.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. But pretty soon I'll have an excuse to be wearing Housebears merchandise.
Yes, y'all, the Housebears merchandise is up.
It's ready and available to you.
Yes. We're on redbubble.com.
See, you should have started off talking about Frank.
redbubble.com / Real Housebears, and you will find all of our merch there. And you can get all merched up.
And today we got further on our design for the him, and him.
Yes.
So that will be coming up very, very soon. Also, the Weekend D will be coming pretty soon as well.
Everybody's got to get that Weekend D.
Why do you always want to see my dick?
Everybody got to get it on a shirt. They got to get a
coffee mug.
If you got a well-hung dog,
get a bandana.
The Weekend D.
He's a dirty, dirty dog.
If you've got tote bags that you just need to like carry your dildos in with, you know,
I
like
mean,
there
if
you
you
go.
just need to brag, get a shirt.
Get the Weekend D tote bags. So everybody.
I still have to get I'm still most excited about the hot closet shirt. I can't wait to get in the hot closet. Come out of the hot closet.
Hot Pockets.
Well, the shop's been open for like a week now, and there still hasn't been a purchase from you.
Yeah,
so.
well, I can't afford one because no one's bought any shirts.
Don't say that. Oh, we've been selling off the racks right now. Like it is going crazy.
Seriously,
things are selling out
inventory
crazy. Hurry up and get yours now.
Almost depleted. Because once there's gone, there's no magic that we can do to get more merch for you.
That was good.
You like that?
That was a good little...
I love that this season in New Jersey started off with a cover of Magic by Olivia Newton-John. I would have preferred to hear Xanadu soundtrack, you know. I mean, we've got a roller skating party coming up. So if you're going to play an ONJ song, maybe play the ONJ recording, but this was a very, like, ominous and dark.
I love that this montage because it's, you know, it's New Jersey's. It's family, no friends, wedding, Frank. I mean, that's basically and Teresa being pissed and Joe being pissed. That's basically every season.
I was just thrilled to get to see her hair again, really, her wedding hair.
That massive hair.
And I was also like, how is her wedding gown still white after all the spray tan she has on? You know, up close, the whole border of her entire, and the inside of her, yes. Like her soul.
Oh, I don't know. Her soul's dark.
So we got the cover of Magic by ONJ. We kind of flash forward and flash backwards and flash forward and flash backwards of Teresa's wedding. And then Margaret arriving at the wedding. But I heard on the interwebs that Margaret actually left the wedding early. So she like went to support Teresa, but she left early to support Melissa and Joe. Well, and Teresa's like, well, what a true friend would do.
Oh, cool.
You know, that's her thing. Yeah, that's not what a real friend or a true friend would do.
She bends every rule around in the world, but it won't be for herself.
Right.
I can't stand it.
Right.
This is going to be a rough season.
So we have, a lot, and then we have a breakaway from the wedding, and there's just like this tornado of people yelling at each other, and then finally, this season on The Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Like Frank is basically naked in one scene and kisses Joe in another scene.
Deep down inside, we're all a bunch of pussies.
So I'm excited.
Right. I'm totally excited about it. Oh, and this calendar shoot coming up, we'll get there. So we've got a quick montage of seeing all the ladies for the first time. We're at Teresa and Louise. Isn't that weird to say Teresa and Louise?
Or Louise and Teresa's.
Probably the way he would want it. Because he's secure.
And he's not a child.
Oh my God, when he wants to call other people out from being insecure, I'm like, oh.
All he's doing is projecting his own insecurities onto other people.
Like, you can't hide
obvious.
your insecurities when you're around these group of people.
And knowing that he comes from a family of, like, psychologists, have you ever, like, you've seen it, like, made fun of on TV shows and stuff, but people... Genuinely, when they go to psychology, they'll go to like 2 classes and they figure they've figured out the whole world and how everybody operates and works and stuff, and they're better than everybody else. So that's kind of how I feel their family is. We can understand why you are doing the things that you're doing, and I could diagnose you here, and it's not because of me. You know, it's just ridiculous.
Teresa's mother-in-law seems lovely, but Louis is so insecure that he had a bunch of guys bully him to make a video on a beach professing his love to a woman he didn't love.
It's just...
So who's insecure?
Yeah, who's the insecure one?
Mm-hmm.
And with slight homosexual tendencies as well.
Which, he's a good-looking guy. It's weird. It's a shame he's crazy.
I don't want him on our team.
Oh, no, I don't want him either. No. I wasn't suggesting that at all. The Gorgas got their new chandelier. Man, their boys are so big now.
Their kids are big, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Mom, I'll take the chandelier down the stairs. But you know who's not going to carry the chandelier down the stairs is Joe B, because he's too busy getting his...
Well, it's because the chandelier is the size of him.
Well, and plus he's too busy getting all the hairs yanked out of his nose.
Oh, Joe B. I thought you were talking about Joe Gorga. Sorry.
No, Joe B.
Yeah, Joe B. Yeah, there's more Joes in this one. Yeah, poor Joe B. I don't like those nose trimmers because they do pull hairs out and they kind of cut then, so you know sometimes.
And who wants to get your nose hair trimmed on national television?
That's true.
I mean,
And how come he can't do it himself?
who wants to admit that you're just a big, overly hairy person?
He obviously does not even care about what people think of him.
No.
And I like that.
It really took Margaret to pressure him to like get teeth and get a close.
Because it's just like, I'm fine the way
I'm
I am.
just a guy.
I'm just a...
Like at the photo shoot,
Just
he's
a
like,
boy.
I'm just what? I'm going to eat a sandwich before a photo shoot.
I know, they're like, all these guys have been training for this for weeks and we've been eating macaroni and cheese. And he's like, well, I had a sandwich just now too.
I feel like Jennifer Aiden's had a broken foot before. Has she not? Or is this...
Everything's
yeah.
been broken on her at some point.
Sometime.
I think we start every season with something on her bandaged.
Yeah. You know, through this whole episode, I kept staring at her plastic surgery from last season. Her nose has settled beautifully.
Looks great.
Like, if I didn't know that she had a nose job, I probably wouldn't even know that she had a nose job. But I can't quit looking at the chin, because even though she had the chin implant removed, there's still scar tissue there, and it still just looks like she's had something done to her chin, and I just stare at it the whole time.
I don't notice it. Because looks are not important to me. I don't judge people.
I'm not judging her. I'm distracted by it.
I'm not distracted by people's...
She looks beautiful. She's very pretty. I'm just constantly looking for that chin situation.
Everyone's got f***ing skeletons in their closet. Everybody.
Over at Dolores, Gabby has moved in a zoo.
This is what happens when you start fostering pets. All of a sudden, you can't let them go. My sister, Lisa, she started doing it, and now she's got a whole zoo at her house. You are wanting to do it with a dog, but I guarantee you that dog will never go to another family because you'll keep it.
Hold on, dog. They're gonna kiss you too.
So that's why we're not fostering.
You don't know me.
I know you very, very well.
Well, and plus Gabby's a vet, so she's just like picking up strays everywhere they come.
Yeah, and she's just an animal lover.
But Dolores is in love with Paulie.
Paul.
She calls him my Paulie.
Hey, Paul.
My Paulie,
Paul.
who has COVID, sadly. Been there.
I'm Paulie. I've got COVID.
Good. Frank arrives and he has to learn how to knock now. That's what's like, oh shoot.
Uh-oh.
Dolores is asking Frank to learn how to knock before he enters.
The shift has started.
Yeah, things are different.
And he does not like it.
He
He wants her to come with him as a package deal with whatever girl, like, man that she ends up with.
Listen, he got to marry, I assume, his best friend, cheat on her and divorce her, and keep her as his best friend.
Mm-hmm. And basically, they're like kind of in a relationship. Just
Everything
no
but
sex.
the sex. Everything but the sex. So he's really had it sweet.
You can tell how
He's
insecure he
really
is this
had
episode.
it sweet, and he's not ready to let it go.
Poor guy.
The Gorgas are worked up. I mean, right away, the first scene that we see with the Gorgas, they are worked up about Teresa.
Because, like, everything just happened.
Like yesterday.
Yeah.
But Melissa fills Joe in on the 80s party coming up. I'm with you, girl. Ooh, we're going to have to put up my 80s hair on our Instagram. Y'all want to see some great 80s hair. Wait till you see Papa the Bear from about 1989.
You did have hair one time.
I did, and it was long and luxurious.
Long, luxurious hair.
Long, beautiful hair. Yes, loved it. But Paul doesn't love Dolores' relationship with Frank.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, who would?
I wouldn't be.
Especially with how he is with what he's old school Italian. Like, you're my woman, I take care of you, I'm your man, blah, blah, blah.
You all used to be in love. You used to have sex. What's going to stop you from doing it now? You know, from the outside, not knowing them, how would you not feel that way?
And also, like, if you guys didn't get along, why would you want him around?
But, you know, Frank and Polly will be fine before Dolores and Jennifer Aiden are fine.
Seems like it so far.
Which I really forgot how that reunion. I mean, everyone was just nasty to each other at that reunion. I totally forgot about it. So over at Jennifer's, again, I even wrote, I can't help but look for her plastic surgery. But then when they show flashbacks from last season, when her plastic surgery was fresh, you're like, oh, she looks great. She looks amazing. She had a string of bad luck, though.
Ferrari got stolen, broken foot. Like, did she say a pair of chiffon pants
Broke her toe.
broke her toe? Or was it a belt on the
I
pant?
couldn't tell if she like got tripped on it or if she got her toe
She
stuck
had
in a
to have
seam or
stripped-
something.
She had to have tripped on it or something.
I couldn't figure it out either. But
Either way, she's got a lot of negative in it. She's got the evil eye on her.
and no matter what kind of crazy ceremony her mom's going to do, it ain't going to get rid of the bad juju from Teresa's 50th birthday trip. Dolores, again, really has not forgiven Jennifer Aiden, especially because Jennifer has been talking crap on social media. Jennifer thinks Dolores is at fault. She's like,
And Dolores is like, I didn't say anything until you started attacking me.
And you know what? Being a friend doesn't mean I have to agree with everything you say.
Yeah.
And oddly, as much as Teresa will not accept that from anyone else in the world, she'll take it from Dolores. Dolores will not.
I think Dolores is the only one in that cast.
Yeah, she'll be. She doesn't feel obligated to be like, yes, Teresa, I agree that you were not acting like a monster. Dolores is pretty real with Teresa.
Just saying.
But I mean, Jennifer Aiden and Melissa Gorga are closer than Dolores and Jennifer Aiden. That's pretty real. But there's still lots of fallout from the reunion. Melissa not invited to be in the wedding, which, again, Teresa was in Melissa's wedding. Teresa's always like family. And how hurtful.
It's totally hypocritical. And you know that she did it out of spite.
100%. And not that you have to put people in your wedding that you don't.
But it's the only relative on that side that could do it. That's the issue. When Louis got multiple sisters, right?
Yeah.
And there's multiple spots.
Oh, coming up at Teresa's birthday dinner, the fact that she kept saying, well, I have sisters now. I always wanted a sister, but I have sisters now. That's hateful.
It's because none of those women are dating Joe Gorga. She has some kind of weird sibling crush on him. It is weird.
Not anymore.
No, she still does. She still does. She still has a crush on him because she's constantly saying that Melissa is trying to separate both of them.
Oh, always.
Since the beginning.
But Melissa texted Teresa after the reunion, like, listen, I get it. I don't have to be in the wedding, which she didn't believe it. She didn't even mean it when she texted it. She wants to be in the wedding. But nonetheless, she's like, I don't have to be in the wedding. No big deal. We don't have to fight when we see each other. I don't want there to be fights with other people. And then Teresa just never responded until it was time for her 50th birthday. And she's like, I want all the people that I'm closest to come on my 50th birthday party.
You got
That's your thing. The gum's your thing. And Melissa and Joe are like, people you're closest to, F off.
Yeah.
Then
what is your wedding?
Yeah, and you haven't responded to my text. You treat us like crap at the reading, like, we're not. But I love that they're making steaks and pizza. And it didn't even look like it was like meat to put on the pizza. It looked like steaks and pizza. Is that like a meal? Is that a thing? Do Italians do steak and pizza?
Meatheads?
I mean, maybe they do, and I just don't know. I would love, but I was like, steak and pizza.
Well, maybe it's the steak is for more of the adults, and the pizza is more for the kids.
I don't know. They made 4 pizzas.
They're huge families.
True. I mean, maybe we need to go out for steak and pizza tonight. Well, I wonder if there's any place in Utah that serves steak and pizza. I don't know, but the girls and little Louie at Teresa's 50th birthday party, they got her this beautiful Tiffany bracelet. And she's like, oh, I love it. But remember when I told you what I really wanted for my birthday?
Yeah, tell them what I said I wanted for my birthday. That's all I wanted for my... Tell them.
I just don't want you guys to fight. What's going on with my brother?
Yeah, see? I don't want anybody fighting. I don't want anybody to turn out like me and my brother.
And I don't think there's... I mean, the girls, they've been through a lot. They've had to hold themselves together while their parents were in jail. I think they're going to think they're going to keep a pretty tight relationship.
4 daughters.
Well, over at the 80s party, yes, bring me... Why is everyone trying to steal our stuff? Everyone's roller skating. when we all know that you and I invented roller skating back in the spring.
We invented roller skating last spring. It's true though. Like even Salt Lake City was starting to harp
I
on
know.
it.
Everyone wants to be us.
Everybody wants to be a bear.
Oh, they know.
A roller skating bear.
Dolores, she got her own skates.
Why does Joe have a bat?
I don't know.
He walked in with a bat.
I don't know. Is that 80s? I don't know.
I don't know.
But why is Frank bringing in a girlfriend 25 years his junior?
Some of my dogs are older than Brittany.
That bitch. She's so lucky. That's my girl right there. That's me.
You're like, that's who he's breaking bedposts with.
Yes, that lucky girl. I don't care about it. She breaks bedposts. That lucky girl. What a little jerk.
Dolores likes her, but Dolores kind of likes her with a wink.
Lucky slut.
Dolores like, I like her. Wink. I mean, I think she does like her, but she's on the joke.
I think she's in on the joke, and she also is like, I need somebody to kind of take Frank off my hands.
Yeah.
People think Frank's the man in my life. He's not.
So everyone's chatting at the 80s party, put on their skates. Teresa said that she's coming. And Margaret's like, I'm still so mad. And then again, we're reminded that last year at the reunion, Teresa was making such little sense that even Louis was like, girl, stop. You're not.
You're making it worse. You need to stop.
if even your betrothed is...
You're being insecure and childish right now.
Ooh.
That's what you should say to her.
Well, when even your betrothed is on Team Margaret, then you might need to stop and pay attention. Well, I mean, she is stopping. She's going to therapy. Mm-hmm. She's learning how to not be so reactive. I can't wait to see how that works out.
It's not going to work out at all.
I can't wait.
It is going to be the biggest blow up of the century.
But you know what is working out this season is Margaret's hot bod and all that spandex. Margaret looked amazing.
I love Margaret.
And we get to meet her friend, who is another Jennifer. So she's an official friend of this season. So another Jennifer. She's the one in the preview. She's like, I need a drink. There's a lot of... Can I have some alcohol with my alcohol? Mm-hmm. That's her.
Yeah, I'm going to have a hard time getting these new girls up to speed with myself.
Jennifer, Danielle, and Rachel.
Oh, yeah. Those are names.
They are names. Well, speaking of Danielle, the new housewife, who is Teresa's friend, arrive. Tracy and Tiki Barber are there. I was glad to see them. I like Tracy because she would stand up to Teresa. Mm-hmm. I know that most listeners hated her, but I thought she was awesome. Danielle's stepmom was married to Caroline Manzo's brother, which I think is interesting that they're still friends when Teresa and Caroline, are enemies. But Danielle reminds Teresa of herself. She's funny. She's outgoing.
Yeah, those things.
She's just like Teresa.
Yes, those things are Teresa.
Danielle, she's a Staten Island girl. Like Jersey girls are sassy and fun. Like, hey, I'm from Jersey, but Staten Island girls, they'll cut you.
Yeah, I don't know.
So she's a mix of both. She's the sassy and fun New Jersey, and she's the badass bee from Staten Island.
Okay.
We'll see. I'm more afraid of little tiny Rachel coming up. But Jennifer is avoiding Dolores as much as she possibly can. She's like talking to Melissa Gorga, which is weird because Jennifer can't really stand her Melissa Gorga in the past. Plus, who else is Jennifer going to talk to? She can't talk to Teresa about Dolores. Mm-mm. So who else is she going to talk to about Dolores?
But you could tell she was just kind of walking away and trying to stay busy, so she doesn't have like a calm spot for Dolores to grab her.
Yeah. And then Frank brings up Paulie.
Paul.
He couldn't be there because of COVID, and he just wants to make sure that Dolores is loyal to him. I'm like...
Right in front of his girlfriend that he's sitting right next to him.
Yes.
I want you to be loyal to me. I still need you. And the girlfriend's like, whatever, I get it down.
Right.
So I don't care. I'm not going to stay with him forever. He's old.
Old man Rambo over here.
And then we have a moment where Frank's like, Joe Gorga, he's like a big guy when it comes to his sister.
He just won't do anything.
And Joe's like, listen, Teresa made it very clear at the reunion how she felt about us. I mean, yeah. I forgot she called him bitch boy.
Oh, yeah, the bitch boy word comes back up.
I wouldn't. If I were Joe Gorga, especially, of course, Joe Gorga is short, so definitely got some insecurities there. Absolutely,
Of course.
But I think he's confident in who he is as a human. I think he likes himself.
That's
I think he knows he's good looking.
And also, I think he knows that he's a good brother.
Yeah.
That's why he's like, I can't do this anymore. I know that I'm a good brother. I can't force you to see that.
Right. I thought it was pretty brave of the new friend of Jennifer to just be over there talking to Teresa, like coordinating, mending a relationship between Teresa and Margaret.
And Melissa.
No, and Margaret.
Oh, it was Margaret.
I
Yeah.
thought
She was trying to get Melissa.
She's like, why don't you and Margaret have a sit down? And Teresa's like, I plan to.
I'm a different person. I've gone to therapy.
You think so? So Teresa does immediately go over to Margaret and she invites her over to her new home. And Margaret's like, so you can bury me?
Right? That's what I would feel too.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
You're being too nice now. You are going to kill me, huh?
Right. But Teresa's inviting her over, being nice. She's going to have some cheese and crackers because we know Margaret don't miss a chance to eat.
Amen. Sister, good on you, Margaret. When you're out drinking with these women, I would not even miss a single chance to eat like an hors d'oeuvre.
A new city comes, new speaking issues for us.
It's just new season, new problems.
Then we finally get to meet. We saw a glimpse of Rachel, the new housewife, earlier, but now we really meet her. She used to be a bodybuilder with Brittany, Frank's girlfriend. This is not a love. This is like a love pentagon. There's just so many different ways, that 6 degrees of separation, But Rachel is really Melissa's friend. Rachel's son and Melissa's son are best friends.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rachel's cute, but she was born in 1991.
She's the one with the Michael Jackson nose?
Yeah.
I mean, she literally went into that doctor and was like, I want Michael Jackson's nose 2 weeks after he was dead.
Well, Margaret does call her a gorgeous Tim Burton character.
She looks like it's skeletalized.
I think she's cute.
When you're dead for a little bit and your skin starts sinking in even more. I need that nose skinny, Michael Jackson skinny, but I need it like Michael Jackson dead skinny.
But I'm really glad that we have some new women who are going to, I would have hated it if all of the new women were all Teresa's friends and then we had
we have to have a breakup. Yeah.
I'm glad there's one who's from Melissa's side, there's one who's from Teresa's side. And then,
listen, if they're all on Teresa's side, this season would not be fun at all. It would be just frustrating the whole season.
Yeah, it absolutely would be.
Do you think you know the real Teresa?
So at the end of this party, and then we'll take a quick break, Dolores goes up to the group of everyone, and Jennifer tries to run away, and Dolores is like, no, don't run away. I have a favor of your husband.
Yeah, I want to actually invite you guys to something.
Well, not you necessarily, but you'll probably come with your husband.
But your husband.
But with that baseball charity for breast cancer, I believe, that Dolores did last season, she's doing a charity calendar this season, and she wants to include Bill Aiden. And Jennifer's like, you have nothing to say to me, but you want to ask me a favor of my husband.
Yeah. She sees it as a bitchy move.
But I mean, they're all on the show together.
Yeah. What if she wasn't invited? What if she didn't invite him?
Oh, yeah. What if she didn't invite Bill Aiden? That would have been even worse. But Jennifer has dismissed Dolores twice tonight.
They're not going to be friends this season.
No, they're not. So why don't we dismiss ourselves? This is a good starting point for this.
Let's roll out of here.
This was a supersized episode.
On our roller skates.
Yeah, we're going to roll out.
Okay, bye.
Are you drinking? I am drinking.
And we are back. And I don't know if anybody was listening to our finale episode of Salt Lake City, the reunion. I hope you was. I made the comment saying John Barlow looked like a turtle because his upper lip was not moving. I have been contacted by lawyers 2, 5, and 6, and I have to make a public statement that I do not think he looks like a turtle. I think he looks like a very handsome man. His upper lip wasn't moving because he didn't need it to.
He was nervous. He was nervous. When he gets nervous, he holds tension.
So
in
I'm
his
sorry
upper
to
lip.
everybody and the Lisa family. And the
Oh, I
Barlow
wish
family.
I had my phone so I could remember specifically who we need to mention who tweeted us about that. Because they were, you know what?
Oh, that's funny.
I'm going to have to, I'm going to actually pause it.
This is so exciting.
At the Snowbuck on Twitter, Mike Master Debater. Love it. Mike, you're one of our favorite people on social media. You're one of the few people who actually tweet us and interact with us. So thank you for calling Hunter out on the John Barlow of it all, because
You got me in trouble.
I was dying. I
know that was
dying when you said it, and I was really dying when he tweeted about it. So thank you.
I felt so bad after I said it too. Everybody was thrown back by it. Yikes. Sorry.
The lawyers will now hopefully leave you alone.
Lawyer 2, 5, and 6 will leave me alone, hopefully.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Well, let's get back to Jersey. We're at Danielle's house. She's got her daughter, Valentina.
My daughter.
And her son, Dominic. I love, she's like, my son is so handsome. He's got the gel. He's got the gel. Like, that's what makes him handsome. He's got the gel.
The way they have this kid dressed, he looks like a 90s teen because he's got a white shirt, a white button shirt over that, and a silver cross on a necklace.
That's so Jersey. I mean, if you look at the Gorgas
That's
boys,
true.
they're
That is
probably dressed the
Jersey
exact
too.
same way.
I always saw those dresses on like those teenage shows in the early 2000s and stuff, like the WB shows, like One Tree Hill or something.
Hey, maybe it's coming back. The 90s are back.
Oh yeah,
The
they're
90s are
100%
so
back. Long hair is back too.
Yes, it is. Uh-oh, the door of the hot closet is trying to attack me. Hold on.
Is it trying to close and like
Yes.
really cook us in here?
I know you love a hot sausage.
Danielle really seems blissful. I hope that her family life is as wonderful as it seems. Like, she's in love with her husband.
She
Like,
thinks her husband is a
Adonis.
Adonis.
Which I don't agree
Girl,
with.
get your
you.
thing, get your stuff
But
going.
I love how hot she thinks he is. She says it all the time.
Listen, you got to have that in your life. You don't think your husband or wife is hot? Like, I don't.
Why did you marry them?
Why did you marry them?
Oh my God, I can't quit looking at you. I think you're so beautiful.
It's so annoying. You stare at me constantly.
So either way, I really hope that she is as happy as she seems right here, because it's lovely to see, especially in this dark city of, state of New Jersey.
Welcome to New Jersey.
Margaret's wrist is actually broken from the roller skating
It
party.
was probably like a hairline fracture, but nonetheless.
She acted like there was bones sticking out. And you're like, I bet you there's just a tiny
Or you know
little-
what? To be honest, like, have you ever like bruised a bone?
Yes.
Like, that is very, very painful, and it does not go away, but very easily.
I actually fractured the growth plate in this wrist twice. 2 different occasions, same place.
Is that why you're always doing this?
Yep.
Only people
It's for-
watching us
It's
can
for
see
physical therapy.
Is it just to do this?
It's for physical therapy.
I think they have a shake weight for that.
That's a no-no.
They do. So Margaret's on her way to Teresa's. They're on the way there. Flip between the two homes. Teresa is expecting apologies from Margaret. Margaret's expecting apologies from Teresa.
I just love how much Louis coaches her on other people's mentality when he has never heard their side of the story.
Well, the good thing about this is that Louis is kind of on Team Margaret here. He was on Team Margaret at the reunion. So
Yes.
Louis is
I-
kind of on Margaret's side here. But I just love to watch. I even wrote coaching like you did. I love to watch Louis coaching Teresa just on how to communicate. Teresa's going to therapy to learn how to not be so reactive now. She's, she sees that her father was very reactive. And
She's like, I'm exactly like my father. Can't help it. I'm still going to be me. She says that.
I'm going to therapy to change these parts about myself, but I'm still going to be me. You know what? Trying to always present the best parts of yourself does not change who you are. You're showing the best parts of yourself. I try to show the best parts of myself 24 hours a day. There's never a time that I'm ever trying to be a jerk. So just trying to show the best part of yourself is not changing who you are. It's showing that part of who you are.
Like when Margaret and Joe get out of the car to walk, I'm like, good luck. You're walking into a nut house.
What I thought immediately was dogs. There's 4 dogs. Look at all the dogs.
There's 4 dogs. The dogs are crazy. But Louis says his boys were scared to live with 5 girls. And Margaret makes that joke, 5 bitches. Which is funny. She didn't call them bitches. Like, they're mean, horrible women.
It was
joke
just a joke anyone in the world would have made.
Yeah, it was funny.
It's just a common joke that you would... I mean, who wouldn't say that as a response?
But, you could see Teresa immediately... You could see her tone.
Why'd she have to do that?
We're supporting each other, women for women, right?
So it gets started, and Teresa can't really give Margaret a chance to talk. Even Louis has to step in to stop her, and Teresa hates it.
Oh, she can't, because she can't snap back at him.
I know, she's submissive to him in a way.
She's very submissive, because he's like, you need to let her talk. Well, I'm letting her talk. No, you have not. You even just cut me off just now. I'm like, ooh, you're gonna get bit by that rattlesnake.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't like to use the word submissive necessarily, because she's just really treating him respectfully.
More than she has shown in anybody on this show.
As, in these big Italian type families where there's so much machismo and things like that, it feels submissive more so than just being respectful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anyhow, luckily Louis gets her to stop talking for a moment, but Teresa says she's no longer holding grudges. Girl. You know what, Teresa?
I thought that she was gonna, lightning was just gonna strike right there.
Listen, just be aware of where you are in your healing, in your journey.
That's what's so frustrating about her, is she is oblivious to anything else other than the inside of her own monologue.
In the past 2 months or whatever, since the reunion, you can't be completely fixed of what a monster you are.
No, there's no way.
You learn.
This is deep-seated family type
deep-seated
acting.
Narcissism is what it is.
I mean, she is not going to change for years.
And Margaret's like, well, since you're not holding grudges, what about Melissa and Joe? And Teresa's like, well, because of you. That's how she starts off, Margaret. Because of you, Margaret. Melissa should have shut it all down when you were saying these things.
Melissa should have. That's all she does.
Melissa should have been passing her tests.
Yes,
that's
exactly
not a relationship.
What it is.
That's not a relationship. Teresa admits that all of her interactions with Melissa's have been tests. Mm-hmm. Why? Why are your interactions with everyone tests?
Obviously not for Louis' sisters.
That's not a way to live.
That's not a friendship.
That's not what true friends do. That's what I'm going to say.
So, Melissa is never going to win when you're scrutinizing her every
Even
move.
when it's shown back to Teresa on video of how she's acting and treating people, she still doesn't see any error in her way.
She won't admit to what a horrible thing it is to call your brother a bitch boy on national television. She's at Blues. But, apparently Teresa has been sending texts and breaking down walls just to test Melissa. But Teresa wants it to be better with Margaret. They started off as friends. So Teresa's ready to get raw.
How raw? How raw?
Why do we say raw as a cucumber?
I love when Teresa messes up, common phrases and colloquialisms and things like that.
I want her and Lisa Barlow to create a book together of all of their raw, slightly off sayings.
She had one, I remember there was something about a coffin, I think I remember. There was just a common saying. I'm going to have to scrutinize our old sound bites for a minute, because I know that I have a few of them of Teresa just completely misquoting.
Yes, there was something about a grave or something. Some I can't remember.
Nail in a coffin. Nail in a coffin, I bet.
It was something like that.
I swear to God, I'm going to blow my casket. I really am.
Okay, but she got it wrong.
She was wrong. She probably said, that's the screw in the tank or something.
Like, probably. All right, well, we finally get to go over to Margaret's for the photo shoot. Speaking of raw.
Oh, by the way, I forgot, we didn't talk about it, but Louis thinks Melissa is an insecure woman for showing those texts that Teresa sent her, threatening her to not talk about Louis. Because it wasn't just her asking. I know it wasn't.
That's his
It was a
go-to.
threat.
He's already called Melissa insecure, and he's called Joe insecure.
Yeah,
It's weak, immature. His insecurities are screaming.
to see. But
Louis is
insecure.
insecure.
Yeah,
Louis
you can see
is
that
in-
he is projecting all of his own insecurities onto other people.
You
It's
can see it the way
insane.
that he interacts around the other guys in particular.
I just don't trust him. Like, I bet you he's a nice guy, and I mean, he might be a great guy, but there's something about him that I don't trust.
No one does, I don't think.
I don't, like, there's moments when he is clarity, especially with Teresa, but then there's also moments where he's just a narcissistic douche.
Yeah. Because he's insecure.
Because he's an insecure.
It all comes back.
You're just insecure.
You know, in New Jersey, everyone's either insecure or they're just jealous.
Somebody who is just ultra jealous.
Yeah.
They're just jealous.
You're just jealous because you're so insecure.
Yes. Or you're insecure because you're so jealous.
We need a shirt that says that.
Oh.
You're so...
Hey, you know what? I think I might find a place where we can provide that merch.
Where?
Redbubble.com/Real Housebears. Keep a lookout for, what was that we just said that we would have put on a shirt?
We'll play it back.
Are you drunk?
Yeah, I'm drunk.
Oh,
so
you're insecure because you're so jealous.
Or
That's
you're
what
just
I-
so jealous because you're so insecure.
We'll have both. We'll have both.
We'll have it one side on the front and the other side on the back.
Oh my God, you guys. Forget what I said right after I said it. Help us all. All right, well, we're at the photo shoot. It's Dolores' photo shoot. Margaret's house, of course. Lexi is there to help. Frank can't be there. He's in the hospital with some serious digestive issues.
That's the whole reason why I came to this photo shoot. Was to see Frank. Like, what the hell?
Is that why you were there?
Yeah, that's the only reason why I'm here for this.
That's the only reason why I'm watching this season.
So I'm checking out right now while you talk about it.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
You're so extra.
So Joe B is just letting it all hang out on that motorcycle.
You don't care.
gives no F's.
Thank God
He's
for that vest.
If you don't like a belly, if you don't find a belly sexy, go to the next month.
All the guys are going to be naked. They've been working out for this, and you've been eating macaroni and cheese all
I had
weekend.
another sandwich just before.
Because I just had a sandwich. I
3 seconds ago.
I literally just finished a big,
I didn't even chew it.
a 2-footer.
I literally shoved the whole sandwich in my mouth and swallowed it before this photo shoot.
Yep. That's the stuff. But yeah, get it, Joe. I love it. But I love that.
Listen, Joe has a lot of people's types.
I love that Margaret was like, I don't want anybody skinnier than me in bed.
Right? And I was like, oh, there's Hunter Harden. But not because of not because you're insecure,
His insecurities are screaming.
but because you just like bigger people.
I like size.
Yeah, size matters.
Size does, yeah.
In some ways.
Weekend D, honey.
I'm not talking about that size.
But we should.
Tuck your dick in and let's call it a day.
What is sexy about watering a bush? That's Nate, Danielle's husband. That's his photo shoot. Is holding a watering can next to a bush.
But listen, if you're a real model, you can make that sexy.
Well, he didn't.
I would be like, pouring on my tongue. Just kidding.
But a little sexier.
Yeah, hopefully.
I mean, that you know what?
I
that
mean,
would-
I would be watering the bushes, and then my bush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that'd be way harder than him just standing there going. Dumb. Rachel's husband is a lumberjack. You know,
Get up.
I haven't figured him out. We don't know much about him yet. He's quiet. I'm not necessarily sexually attracted to him yet, but he hasn't started talking.
I bet you lumberjack is November.
It should be. But I will say this. So far, this has been one of the least sexy photo shoots.
I don't really need this calendar in my life.
Well, until Gorga
And Evan,
Evan
show up. Yeah.
Now things getting like. Luckily, we get the rest of the episode with Gorga oiled up without a shirt on, swole as he can be.
I love it that Joe, the most swollest, best-looking guy physically there, needs to do some push-ups before.
Yes.
That's just guys are. That's what we
insecurity.
do. That's what we do.
It's insecurity.
Hey, I do push-ups before myself.
I mean, it's for a photo shoot. That's what you do.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
He's all Zoolander. He's got his lips working.
But Joe doesn't even want to be around Teresa. Like, they are not, even though Melissa sent her a text saying it's okay that I'm not in the wedding, it will never be okay that Melissa is not in the wedding.
I just love it that he says hi to her, gives her a hug and stuff, and he turns around and continues the conversation. And she's so offended that I came to this and you're not even praising me for it.
Right?
Like, ew.
I know.
So just narcissistic and conceited and just crazy.
Jennifer Aiden shows up. Since she ignored Dolores, Dolores is going to ignore her right back, despite the fact that Jennifer came to Dolores' event and brought her husband.
And the fact of the matter that she said that was a childish move. Like, what are we in high school for doing that? And she's doing it right back to her.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's high school.
Yeah, we're all being
immature. We're nobody's better than a high school girl right now.
Everyone's very insecure. You can tell.
You guys are all very insecure. I can tell that they're just childish. And they're insecure.
Actually, one time Jennifer does call Dolores jealous.
And jealous.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that your insecurities make you jealous.
Well, so we've had Joe B at the motorcycle. We've had the lumberjack. We've had the watering.
We've had the basketball player.
We've got Louis doing. I put Louis is doing close-eyed yoga because his eyes are so set close together. So I call it close-eyed yoga.
You are so nasty. And you gave me a hard time for saying that what John Barlow looked like a turtle.
I just said that Louis' eyes are set a little bit close together.
A little bit too close?
Yeah. So I put Louis is doing close-eyed yoga.
You are so dumb. You were giggling last night and you're like, oh, you're going to laugh at this.
And you did.
And I'm laughing at how stupid it is.
So Margaret fills Melissa and Joe in on her conversation with Teresa and Louis, and in particular, the fact that Melissa shared the text and how insecure that makes her. And like Melissa and Joe are so over Teresa and Louis, they just don't care.
They really they're over it. They don't get it.
They're like, you know what?
We did it on national television.
We have to work together because we're on the same TV show. Mm-hmm. I don't know how that looks, but I'm so tired of you and everything that you're saying to point your whatever.
Yeah.
Say it. Whatever. I don't care.
Nobody cares. They've passed on now. They're done with it. But it's too much.
Well, Dolores's My Paulie shows up. She calls him My Paulie. Paulie shows up, and he's like a leprechaun bartender. Like, what's sexy here?
It's definitely March, my birthday, which is March 18th, the day after St. Patty's Day.
But My Paulie, he's got some big ol' arms.
He does have big arms.
I'm not in love with My Paulie yet, but he's got some giant... Dolores has got a man for some giant guns.
My uterus hurt.
I love that Paulie won Dolores over by saying, if you're going to be with me, you're going to have to let me help.
That's what Dolores wants.
That's what we all want.
Oh, yeah, that's what we all want.
That's
but no,
like,
what a man to catch Dolores's eye. Because Dolores is a very strong-willed New Jersey girl. Like, gorgeous. She knows where... She's no bull.
She's been single for so long that she is...
No playing games, no bull, and it just sounds like this Polly guy kind of was like, I know how to treat a woman.
He's not insecure.
No.
He is not insecure. Bill Aiden was so insecure, he shaved his chest for this. I'm like, why don't? I would have rather seen you with the chest hair.
I know, okay, but it depends on how some people have patchy chest hair.
Well, she said that since he's Middle Eastern, he's hairy, and it was like...
Middle Eastern men love their hair.
Yeah,
I mean, I do too.
I would have said keep it. And Bill Aiden's body has gotten pretty good, but his chest isn't...
But you know,
chest is not as
it is a modeling technique. Like when you're trying to get into a character to model, you think about something that pertains to it or say something to get that look. And Bill's saying something is wrong with you. Probably looks so hot, but it's so stupid.
It was. I loved it.
There's something wrong with you.
There was something wrong with you. That made me so. I loved that.
You're a doctor. What do you say? There's something wrong with you.
I thought that was awesome.
I loved it.
And
it made him, and I bet it made him look great in the pictures.
Probably did.
Because it gave him that tone.
I mean, I guess we're going to have to look into this calendar. According to Watch What Happens Live, they still seem to be some in existence. Well, the photo shoot is over, so it is time to eat. Well, Rachel.
Man, this new season is a tongue twister.
I think I'm just a tongue twister, but Rachel tells Dolores about how upset Jennifer was that she and Dolores have been ignoring each other and Dolores has been ignoring her. But then when Rachel's like, oh, Jennifer's so upset, they overhear Jennifer right over there talking about Dolores. So Dolores just pulls Jennifer Aiden aside and this conversation goes nowhere.
No, to be honest with you, it makes Jennifer look bad because Jennifer's the only one flipping out and saying names and stuff, and Dolores is like, just whatever.
And Dolores is like, our definition of friendship is different. And Jennifer's like, yes, I'm nice and you're not. And I'm like, Jennifer Aiden, nice is not the way that people normally describe it.
No. And as you exited that place screaming all those mean things about somebody, doesn't really bode well for you.
No, so this, it just really turns into a bigger argument than it was before. They're just yelling obscenities at each other, and Jennifer takes Bill and leaves.
I'm sorry, Jennifer. You better be careful. I mean, I think she's got big balls when she's around a group of people, but I don't think she would talk to Dolores like that one-on-one.
No.
I wouldn't. Dolores would clock me.
I'm terrified. Yeah.
She would slap me with her ring hand.
Yeah.
We gotta control that rage.
I felt this season was very different starting off because it's been such a short time since that wild reunion.
It feels like we just jumped off straight from one bus onto the next bus.
It really, really did. It didn't last. And there's some familiar, there's some new. But I thought it was and I have to say, as much as we just spent however long it is trash talking Teresa, I'm so glad Teresa's back on my screen.
It wouldn't have been interesting without Teresa.
I mean, people are right. This show is about Teresa.
It is about Teresa.
The whole show is about Teresa. And without Teresa, there would have to be a whole new cast.
There's no housewife that is like Teresa. The only one that came close was Jen Shaw. That's the only person that came even a fraction close.
Yeah, but Teresa was so likable in her first few seasons. She was like just the funniest.
Really?
Oh my God! That Teresa was known as the funny, cutesy, more often happy-go-lucky until we saw the table flip.
Oh,
which was at the season finale.
And then things turned.
But people still loved her after the table flip. She was still.
I mean, it was crazy.
But now she was still that funny girl, but fighting with Danielle, which was exciting. But then it just snowballed, and now once Melissa and Joe got on the show, she's never been the same. Never been the same. But I'm so glad to have Teresa back, Jennifer Aiden. I mean, I
love Melissa.
I love them all. I really do.
I love Marge or Margaret.
Yeah, I love this cast. I'm glad to have them back. Again, I really wish they would have had a little bit more time in between the reunion and filming. Speaking of, Salt Lake City starts filming this coming Monday.
Oh, and also we're going to the book signing.
Yeah, we mentioned.
Too.
Oh, yeah. For those of you who haven't heard last week's episode, or maybe skipped to this week's episode, if you're going to Heather Gay's book signing this weekend in Milk Plus, we will be there, in on the fun. So excited to get our copy of the book.
If we don't have special guest seating in the front row,
don't listen.
I won't go.
Yeah, we know that.
I don't speak line, and I don't speak back row. That's the truth. I'm drunk.
I think you are sloppy drunk.
All right, well, let's wrap it up. So, in the meantime, make sure to follow us on our social media on Facebook and Instagram. We are The Real Housebears. On Twitter, we are Real Housebears. And you can email us at therealhousebears@gmail.com.
Y'all, you can buy merch of us now. Go to redbubble.com/realhousebears and you can get a ton of cool stuff. And you could watch us on YouTube, and you could watch us on Spotify, or you could watch us through our windows. I mean, okay.
Well, on the 4th floor, that might be complicated.
I mean, binoculars. Come on.
Anyhow.
And you can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts. But I have a secret. If you go to Apple Podcasts and you scroll down and you give us a 5-star little rating and a cute little review, we'll talk about you on air and make you #Housebears famous. Yep.
You're so cute.
I'm pretty adorable. I know.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay. Checking the sounding.
Checking this. Oh, the light's not on. I was like, why are we so shadowy?
It's because I don't want to wear the light out.
I gotcha. I didn't realize why.
It blew out last time.
We're still gorgeous.
Of course we're gorgeous. Just a little more contouring.
Not all bears eat berries and fish. I prefer a diet of... Not all bears eat berries and fish. I prefer a diet of bourbon and bad behavior. That was a lot better. Not all bears eat berries and fish. I prefer a diet of bourbon and bad behavior.
The only shade I'm giving is the shade coming from my halo. The only shade I'm giving is the shade coming from my halo.